Our essentials for home canning next.
My,
Well,
I'm
well,
picking my
welcome.
nose. I'm picking my nose. I'm picking my nose. Sorry,
Excuse
guys.
me.
We have a lot of sad things to talk about, so I figured I would have a lot of entertain. I would have an entertainment moment to give you all. By I'm picking my nose. Anyway, we have a lot to talk
Excuse
about.
me.
First, oh wait, my bad.
Excuse me, sir. You're doing what on my show?
I was picking my nose, but hey,
Oh.
enough of that. Enough of that.
Anyways, well, welcome to the Home Cook. Happy New Year, everybody. We are back. We are back on the show, doing regular programming. Hopefully, everybody had a great, happy New Year. This is going to cover last week because last week I wasn't able to do a show. So hopefully, everybody had a great end of 2022 and a great hello to 2023. Guys, welcome to the Home Cook Foodcast. I am Lennon's Kitchen. As you can see here, we have Mr. Nosepicker. Yeah.
I wasn't actually picking my nose. My finger was off on the side of my nose right here.
Yeah, please don't do that on the show. You know all the, you know how much.
Picking my nose, guys. I have sanitary. Okay, I'm not gonna just stand here picking my nose. All right, that's disgusting.
All
But
right.
the reason why I did that entertainment thing right there is because we have some sad news. First of all, they get rid of my damn chocolate tacos, and now they've canceled Sarah Mist. We are no longer gonna have Sarah Mist. So this is just right down ridiculous. They get rid of Sarah Mist, but they keep that nasty.
Anyways, he he got out. Nice. Let's see
Lennon
this.
over here with the damn McDonald's Wi-Fi.
No,
But
that's your Wi-Fi. Is it your?
no, mine's good. It says mine is good. I mean, like I do have a little bit of dog shit internet, so that's probably mine. But anyway, yeah.
What
So
we
Sarah,
have people in the chat today.
do hope you're doing fine. Everything is under. Uh, but yeah. So Sarah Mist is no longer going to be a thing. However, every hospital out there will still carry Sarah Mist. So if we want to get Sarah Mist, we are going to have to purposely injure ourselves. So you heard it here. If you want to get Sarah Mist, you're going to have to drop a weight on your hand and break your hand. That's the only way you're going to get Sarah Mist. Or
Hey, Dead Channel. He's stoic.
anybody out there with epilepsy is going to have to shine a strobe light in their face. I'm kidding. Don't do that if you have epilepsy. That
Don't do anything.
might actually kill you. Don't do that.
Don't do that. Yeah, that's.
But the other sad news that we have to bring up is Elvis's daughter passed away at the age of 64. Was it 64? I think or not 64. 54. I think it was 54. I can't remember. But yeah, she passed away at the age of 54. She did outlive her dad because her dad passed away at the age of 40. So she did outlive her dad. So thank God for that. But she sadly passed away. So rest in peace. But she's not the only person that passed away. We did this last year. Well, not last year, but the 2021 when Tim the Redneck, a very popular TikToker, passed away in a car accident. Where sadly we lost another TikTok contenter, Waffle 69, a man that was very, very funny. I loved his TikToks. He sadly had a heart attack due to heart failure and passed away. Waffle 69. His brother confirmed it on. His brother has a TikTok account, and his brother confirmed it.
Why don't you?
So I figured, with that being said, we should talk about what our favorite videos of Waffle 69 was. My personal favorite was when he was wearing the Joker paint and he tried Batman cereal that was actually expired. I love that video. I thought that video was quite funny.
Uh,
And I just wanted to take the time to say rest in peace to Mr. Waffles. I made 2 videos of his as tribute. One of them is where I tagged his brother and was like, "Hey, please reach out to his brother. His brother's probably going through a lot."
you,
And yeah, so
you,
rest in peace, Mr. Waffles. You were a generally funny dude. I always loved when you uploaded a new video. I loved your cooking that you would do. It was awesome. And before anybody comments in the chat, well, of course, a guy that was fat would have a heart attack. No, that's not the case. His whole family had heart issues. So nobody be rude about it
yeah,
because that'd be a huge dick move, and we don't want to deal with that.
no.
So don't be an
So
asshole about it.
yeah, so rest in peace to Waffle 69. I think I remember who he was. But yeah, well, you didn't tell me I had a TikTok.
Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace to both of to many of our beloved people, and of course, Sierra Mist. That was a great soda.
Yes, it
Um,
was.
yeah. So welcome guys to the show. Happy New Year again. I hope everybody had a great into 2022 and the beginning to 2023. I had promised you guys to do a show last weekend, but things just got in the way. Life
Yeah, boy,
happens.
Lennon always forgetting things over here. This
Yeah.
boy, Lennon.
Yeah, I got caught up in making dinner and stuff, and well, the other things that just interfered.
Of course, though, we know Lennon can't cook the best dinner ever because that goes to this man right here, me. I'm the greatest chef of all time.
I'll show you my medical bills later, sir. Say otherwise. But yeah, we have Mr. Gunshot here. The gunshot. Well, the what?
The HFW.
The HFW owner.
Kind of funny because I'm not even the owner of that company. But
Mhm.
hey, I wrestle for it, so it works.
Yeah, and so our main co-host, well, I guess Mason's busy, um, and well, Brian's still on hiatus, and our newest member, Mister Mister Isaac the Boss. Well, he's doing something personal today, so he couldn't join
Because
us.
he's busy reviewing Captain Crunch.
So you have us too. But yeah, so welcome to Jamuary. Yes, Jamuary. Um, I had made the discussion that we were going to talk about jams and jellies.
Jams and jellies. I thought we were talking about canned food.
We are going to be talking about canned food this month too, canning this month. So today is our essentials for home canning show. But before we begin, what do you know about home canning, Christian?
Okay, I have no idea what happened there. I gotta fix my dog shit internet.
I was saying, what do you know about home canning, Christian?
Well, I do know that a lot about carrots. I know a lot about that. Well, okay, home canning, is that where you go to the store and you buy that food that's in a can?
I guess he knows nothing about home canning. No. So, home canning is a way where you buy things in bulk, okay, or you buy any various food items and you buy jars, mason jars,
Oh, jars.
and you can them. There's two types. There's three types of canning. One is, of course, going to be um, natural canning, which means that you don't do nothing. Okay, you basically um, you cook like jellies and jams, and you put them into a can, and you let the heat do the work. The other one is, of course, you basically pack anything that has sugar or any types of sweet or savory things. You can pack them in cans, and they have to be sterilized and disinfected in order for the process to work. And that's a way to preserve them. The other one is called dry canning and water bath canning. That's also known as pressure canning. Same thing as pressure cooking, except you're cooking in a can.
Oh, cool. Wait, I got another question. Would be putting like leftovers in a container, would that be considered canning?
No, putting leftovers in a container like a
I mean,
Tupperware is not considered canning.
okay. I mean, I figured I would ask because I mean, you're putting it in a container and there's a lid over it.
No, that's not that's not canning. No, canning is basically when you get jars, that mason jars that you see at the store, those cases of jars that people
Now,
use for
would a
various things.
jelly can or a peanut butter can be considered canning? Like if you clean out the thing of it, and there's no peanut butter or jelly left in it, and you put like food in it, let's say like vegetables, broccoli, stuff like that, would that be considered canning?
It would, but not necessarily. Uh, we're gonna kind of go over everything today, but I'm gonna tell you right now, no. Um,
I figured
so
ask. It's a good question to ask.
so let me tell you. Actually, there's four types. Let me tell you about the stuff that we get at the store. It's commercially canned. Okay. Um,
Oh, those like carrots that they put in like the metal cans, stuff like that, right?
yeah, those that's called canned. That's called canned goods. The other one is, of course, where you get your pickles, your spaghetti sauces. If they are in jars, they are vacuum sealed.
Oh, so like was that also considered Chef RB, ravioli and beefaroni and stuff like that? Would that also be considered canning?
Yeah, because those things are already canned, but they're canned in metal cans, which means you have to use a can opener. Um, when you
Well, not
have,
necessarily with like some of the raviolis you can get. They have that metal hook thing that you can open it that way.
yeah, something like that. But
Why did the brightness on my phone suddenly turn itself down like that? That is weird.
is
Sorry.
is your phone overheating or something?
No, this is an iPhone. It like rarely overheats unless I'm sitting on like a live for like an hour or so. But like I'm just sitting on the live. It's only been like 12 minutes, so obviously I don't think it's overheating. Anyway, sorry, getting off topic. My bad.
um, okay, but yeah. So when we get like pickles and spaghetti sauces, if they're like in glass cans, they're sealed tightly. Okay, those are commercially canned. All right. Um, it let me tell you something. When you get something that's jarred, like salsa, um, spaghetti sauce, pizza sauce, all your types of goods, pickles, and whatever, they're sealed. They're vacuum sealed. Um, now, of course, the thing you have to do is open the jar, right?
Yeah.
Okay. It is difficult sometimes to open the jar.
Oh my god, those damn pickles. Let me tell you. Like even if they're in a small jar or a big jar, those things are just right down pain in the ass to open. Let me tell you, I hate opening jars of pickles. I fucking those things piss me off. To one point, one night, I took a metal shovel out of the garage, and to get that bitch open, I didn't break the can. I took the fucking metal shovel and just peeled the lid off of it because that thing was making me mad one night, and I was just like, "Fuck this." Sorry, guys, I cuss a lot. My
Yeah,
bad.
no, that's fine. Uh, but yeah, correct. When you finally open the jar, you hear a popping sound, right?
Yes, of course.
That is because you released and opened the jar, and the gas that was in there is officially released. That means you took off the seal that the jar was in. All right. Um. So that is one way of canning. Is basically you're letting the natural gas of the product do do the work for you. When people pressure can, guys, um, the thing that will happen is you have to remove it from the pot. And it once you remove it, you have to use special tongs or special holders. You cannot grab it with your hands. Okay, it is hot. It is very hot, and you cannot put it directly on the counter.
All right.
Let me
Also, don't try to open it like with a shovel like I did with a pickle because that is really dangerous. So don't be a dumbass like and because you might crack the glass and then get glass everywhere. So don't be a dumbass like me.
So yeah, so Christian basically said what I was about to say. Don't ever put hot stuff on cold things
Yeah,
because
that's
it will break. That's the
yeah.
same for pressure canning. You have to have something warm underneath in order for it to do its job. If you put it directly on a very cold surface, it'll shock the can and it will be very bad. It
Um,
will explode.
a thing I recommend is they have those little heating pads that you can actually buy from the store that actually goes on the counter, and you should put the jar on one of those. Not a full heating pad. They have like a heating pad that is supposed to go on the counter. Get one of those. They're easy to find, and put
Yeah,
the can on there. You can get them off of Amazon or your local Walmart. And well, I would recommend just going to Walmart and getting them because with Amazon you have to wait for the package to get there,
yeah,
and we all know how Amazon packages take forever to get to your house. So probably just get them from Walmart. That will be a lot easier.
exactly. Exactly. So that's basically a good idea. Or get a warm towel or something that's not too hot, and just put it on the counter, just so that way you don't touch anything hot on a cold surface. It's very obvious. When you can, okay. There are things you need to know. First of all, when you do remove the cans from the pressure canner, they are hot. You are not to open those at all. Okay, they are still boiling. All right, and you have to let them sit for a few hours. Um,
Because you will
during
your hand.
during those few hours, the gas will start to release into the jar. And what's supposed to happen is when you leave it on the counter, you're supposed to hear pops. What that is the lids are sealing, which means that you basically did what you're supposed to do. The lids are sealing. When that happens, that means that whatever's in there is officially canned and ready to use. Now, when you do can, but let me tell you something. When you do can something, you are basically preserving it for as long as it can stay on the shelf, or either for a few weeks, a few months, or a few years. That's what canning is. It's another way to preserve food.
So let's just say, for example, if you're in the middle of a tornado, that's a good thing to have. Like if you find a flat surface during a tornado, make sure to kind of be down on a flat surface and have like a kind of those because if you have a tornado, it tears through everything. Obviously, you're going to want to have food and sauce and stuff like that. So that's a good thing to have during a flood. That'd be good to have something like that during a flood.
Yeah, well, yes, yes. Actually, have even just commercially canned foods, but you want to make sure canning is just another way to preserve food that you want to stay on the shelf. Basically, it's another way to save money on bulk things. Um, there are two types of canning methods. There's a dry canning method, which means basically that on, you still use pressure, but you still use liquid, but you don't submerge the can directly in liquid. Water bath canning, guys, is when you add water to the cans, okay? And you submerge them in water and you pressure can them the same way. Okay. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard a door open, and then I think is that your brother?
Yeah, it's my brother. But anyways, yeah. Did you hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you said the water submerging can thing. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's water bath canning. So that's another way to that's another way to preserve to canning. It's the same thing as pressure cooking, except it's a lot. It's there's a little bit more involved. You have to disinfect your cans.
Of
Okay.
course. Make sure they're nice and clean out because if you put something in a dirty can, well, that can actually cause the flu. It also has been known to cause tuberculosis. Bella, could you say that word for me because I'm going to keep stuttering over it?
What is it?
Tuberculosis.
Tuberculosis, TB.
Yeah, essentially. Not cleaning out a can and then putting food in it and then proceeding to eat it can actually cause that. It's been known to cause that. So make sure you clean out the damn can.
Yeah, and another thing too, you do want to wipe the top of the can with vinegar. Okay,
Yeah.
you have to do that because it needs vinegar in order for it to do its thing. That area has to be clean in order for the um in order for the what do you call those things? The screw on lids
Yeah.
to properly seal. Another thing too is you don't want to over seal them. You want to just seal them till fingertip tight, and that's it.
Yeah. Give me 1 second, Lennon. I'm gonna go take some aspirin because I have a really bad headache. So that
Did you
noise is me opening an aspirin
did you
bottle.
eat?
What?
Did you eat?
Yes, I ate. I have a really bad headache. So just give me 1 second.
But yeah. Um so that's basically a method of home canning, y'all. Is that's the way to preserve food in bulk. Now, Linda's Pantry is a great source for home canning and many other channels, but Linda's Pantry is a great source for home canning if you want to check her out. I will put her channel in the description, so you can go check her out to learn about home canning, and other people do home canning too.
Oh,
But yeah, the jars need to be sealed fingertip tight, and they must be sanitized in order for them to be able to receive the food and properly seal. Now,
I'm back. By the way, I
there
want
are
to apologize if you guys heard a lid tip over. That was me getting aspirin out of a medicine bottle that I actually keep next to my side table next to my bed. So, yeah.
no, that's fine. He's crippled.
Lennon, I heard that. I heard that, Lennon.
I'm just kidding, dude.
I can't hear it.
I'm just kidding,
Also,
dude.
guys, something else I wanted to talk about is I don't know if you guys know about the YouTube channel Crypt TV, but I might have a chance to be a part of the Look See.
Hmm.
I don't know if you know what that is.
What is it?
It's like a little horror movie.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Chaden would love this.
Yeah, I've recently I'm trying to become a little bit of a movie star. I'm a huge fan of movies. Uh, which so after I finished doing other stuff that I need to do. That's kind of what I want to do in the future is trying to become a movie star. I haven't gave up my wrestling dreams yet, but another thing I want to do is obviously become a movie star. So I'm going to attempt to do that.
Have you talked to Chayton?
I probably should. Yeah.
Yeah, you should definitely.
But you mean, right?
Yeah, Charlie. But
Yeah. I definitely will tell him about that for sure.
yeah, that's something that he would probably be really really excited to hear about because you guys are great friends. You guys love the same common thing.
Yeah, but I essentially a Crypt TV put out this thing on on their Facebook page telling everybody that they're open to let anybody be in the next part of the season of Look See, and I emailed them, and they emailed me back, and they haven't emailed me back yet, but if they do email me back, because there's a lot of people that enter this thing, if they
Mm-hmm.
email me back, I will definitely let everybody know.
All right.
Sorry if that was off topic. I figured, this would be a good time for everybody some you
Yeah.
know.
So congratulations to Gunshot Boy. He's growing up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be 22 in 2 months. It feels like I grew up really fast.
Yeah, boy, you were 20 when I met you.
Yes, I was. Now I'm about to be 22.
I know. Now you were drunk. Now you're not. Anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So canning is just preserving food that you buy in bulk, or you want food to just stay on the shelf until you're ready to use it. And you can can a lot of different foods: meat, chicken, poultry, turkey, vegetables, fruit, beans of all sorts, guys. Just many things you can. Um, even ground beef,
Oh
honestly.
yeah, definitely. I love me ground beef. I'll tell you.
Yeah. See.
I wonder if Arby's does that with their ground beef.
No, I don't think they do. But
Probably. Imagine if they did do that. That'd be quite interesting.
mhm. All right. So there are three types of um food, fruity foods. There are jellies, jams, jams, jellies, and preserves. Okay. Now, now for jams, okay, jams are more jams are more thick. Okay, they're more thick. They are thicker. Okay, they are ground up. All right, they're blended, and jams are more thicker, and they have like a more blended type of viscosity. All right, the jellies. Okay, well, jellies are mushed up fruit. Okay.
Hmm. Yeah, and so good. I mean, if they don't want to essentially keep, um, damn it, my water fell off my
Hmm.
and the damn bed sheet came off the damn bed. I'm not worried about fixing that right now because we're in the middle of doing show. So essentially, a lot of people don't know this about grapes, but they can rot being inside of the bag or the jar. So most people, essentially, to keep the grapes fresh, they'll crush them up and they'll turn it into jelly and they'll put it in the jar, keep it fresh and all that other stuff.
Yes, exactly. Or they turn into raisins.
That too, yeah. Raisins are pretty good. Unless they're inside trail mix, then they just don't taste right and just fuck that. Don't put raisins inside trail mix.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
a raisin fan. I enjoy raisins, but not when they're inside damn trail mix.
All
I
right.
trail mix
Hmm.
that has raisins in it. That shit is disgusting.
Okay. That's true. Now preserves are whole fruits that have been chopped up and cooked in syrup and, well, not really messed with. Okay.
Peaches,
So
right?
yeah. So all of these are spreadable. Okay. You can spread these on anything you want: bread, tortilla, crackers. You can accompany them, and we'll talk about this more in the future. You can add whatever you want. Cream cheese is very popular for things.
Oh my!
Um,
I love cream cheese on a bagel. Mm.
um, there they can either be sweet or savory. Okay. Now, well-known savory thing is, of course, jalapeno jam.
Jalapeno jam is also pretty good.
Yeah. So
Uh,
jam.
oh yeah, my bad. Keep going.
Okay, yeah. So the common thing about jams and jellies, you guys, and preserves is that they are cooked. Okay. They are cooked with sugar. Okay. They are cooked with sugar, and the fruit or vegetable actually releases juices to make a syrup. Christian?
Yes, I was sorry, I was listening. Well, all I was gonna say was, I'm gonna break into your house and put the jalapeno jelly in your peanut butter.
That's really odd. But
Kidding,
yes.
kidding. But yeah, guys, if you're not subbed to Linen, you need to do it. This is just a great show. We all like to have fun here, and it's just a great time in general. We talk stuff, and if everybody's having a bad time, we'll help that person out. Like when
Yeah.
Mason's mom passed away, we were there for Mason.
Yeah, we were, and I don't think that will never go away. From him, it's something that it's just.
Or in 2021 when my dog passed away,
Mm,
everybody in this entire crew was there. That was a
yeah,
really rough time.
yeah.
Or when I got a restraining order against my own mom, everybody was here for me and stuff too.
You never said anything about that.
Yeah, that was in Halloween of 2021. I thought we did a show for that. I don't remember.
No, you never told me anything about that. You told me about that off scene, but you didn't tell me anything about that. Well, anyways, yeah,
Yep,
just we've been there for each other throughout the bad times, and
remember. Sorry.
uh, Mason is a great co-host. I know he has not been on this show. He very glad he's still on the show and still got a contract. He just renewed it. And he very glad he ain't fired.
Yes, Lennon is the Vince McMahon of this show, even though Vince McMahon got fired from WWE. But we don't talk about that. And we're gonna, since Lennon is the Vince McMahon of the cooking show, we might be starting the Lennon Kiss My Ass Club. So nice.
Oh, that's
Get ready to kiss
funny.
Lennon's ass. No, we're kidding. We're kidding. Over here, we also like to make a lot of jokes.
A lot of jokes, yes.
And all the dirty jokes go to Charlie. He that's his job.
That is his job, yes. But anyways, guys, yeah. So enough babbling. Um, we're gonna look at things that you need to know about home canning now. If we read some of the stuff, and if some of the stuff sounds familiar to you, it's because I already explained it earlier.
Like canning, but I saw recently, people with chip bags, they'll take like this hair iron and they'll like zip it up to the top. Because if you don't like zip up the bag of chips correctly, they can go stale. So something I've seen people do is they'll zip the chip bag up with like a hair iron to keep the bag
Yes, yes. So it is called hot sealing. And hot sealing basically does seal the what do you call it? Hot sealing does reseal the bags for them to be preserved. That's just another way. That's just how they are sealed. Why do you think they have those vacuum sealers?
Yeah.
Because
I've also people take like the bag of chips and they'll put it in like a few sandwich bags. Or they'll get one of those giant sandwich bags and they'll put it in those too.
yeah, so that's just something that you have to know.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So enough jibber jabbers. We're gonna look at articles today. I'm gonna try to make these articles as short as possible, guys, because I think some of them are long. Um, I really wish I had help, but of course, nobody decided to show up and help me out. So,
Well,
we're people got live.
So Lennon, don't say that nobody decided to show up because I'm right here, and that would just make you a liar.
Excuse me.
You heard what I said.
Oh shoot! I pushed the wrong button. Oops.
Lennon over here always pushing the wrong button.
Boy, I can push the right button. Boy, if you want me to.
Boy,
And I'm not talking. And I'm not talking about the attitude button boy. I'm talking about belly button boy.
You should be, boy, you should be eating cucumbers right now on the stream, but you ain't eating cucumbers.
Christian.
I'm talking about, like, I'm not talking about, that wasn't a dirty joke. I'm talking about actual cucumbers.
Yeah, but still, it kind of references it. Mason would definitely defend that statement.
Okay, all right. Is this better? You should be eating tomatoes and bacon on the show.
You should give Mason a tomato because he doesn't like it, but of course he knows because we know he.
Bacon, lettuce, and tomato sandwiches. I don't know. I don't know why anybody would not want to eat tomatoes for that. The only thing that's like tomato related that I can't stand is tomato soup. Tomato soup is just disgusting.
Excuse me.
Tomato soup is nasty. There is no excuse me for that one.
So you say that? No, just kidding. All right, so let's look at the guide, the ultimate guide to home canning. Okay, it's gonna be a one. Ugh. Hold on. Okay, there we go.
Oh,
The ultimate guide to home canning, and well, see
whoa,
where.
that is bright as hell. Jesus. When that popped up on the screen, I'm like, whoa, white and green. That almost nearly blinded me. Jesus.
Oh, poor boy. Oh.
Oh, yeah, it's not poor boy. It's just, geez, why is that so bright? Like every time you open that, it's not as bright, but that one for some odd reason is the brightest it's ever been.
You
Jesus.
know what that means? It means you gotta wake your ass up, boy.
What?
I said, you gotta wake your ass up, boy.
I am perfectly awake.
All right, so we are here. So the ultimate guide to home canning.
I'm gonna have to turn off the notifications for Messenger when I'm on this show because they always decide to blow up every time I'm on this damn show.
Oh boy. Well, do we have trolls that are in my show, sir?
No, just friends of mine.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get to these articles because they're always fun to read.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Mr. Charlie that work. Yeah, I asked him. I told him. I said if you're able to join, I said.
Yeah. And
But
this is actually,
he,
yeah.
he's working. He's doing the honest, the awesome deed of just being awesome.
Yeah, and also one thing I find interesting about this page, it says back to the roots, and there's a tree because
Yes.
trees grow, roots grow out of trees. So I like that. That's actually good creative right there for this page. I got to give them 100% props on that.
Oh my goodness! Come on. Okay, switch to color inversion. Thank you. All right, so it says the ultimate guide to home canning. Um, let's go down here. It says I get all kinds of emails that says that says that say something about along the lines of 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 care of Carrie. What do I absolutely need to have to get started with home canning? It says just that it says just the canning essentials. And that is our show today. So it says, so in the interest of saving all those lovely saving all those lovely people time says because she says because I don't always have a chance to write detailed answers on a timely manner. It says, and I don't want to be that blogger. It says I decided to write it all up so that I can direct everyone with questions here.
Hmm. Could you scroll down a little bit? Go down a little bit more because I think we're past the help. Ending of helps. I think. Yeah.
I was reading the little things here.
Did you start? Did you? We're on the part where it says canning is one of my favorite stuff, right? Or do I need to read that part?
Um, we let me see, where am I at? So this basically explains like it says the only thing that I have to be oh we no we are no it says right here it says it's canning is
Yeah, yeah. I can read that part.
okay.
Canning is one of my favorite test skills. It can be the purchased by much anyone plays much anyone. There is a smart, of course, and sorry, but hold on, moving my freaking neck. But after that, it doesn't count much at all, especially if you are growing your own fruits and vegetables. The only thing that happens to be is after years are the fits ideas, and these are really camp and whatever you are canning, of course. And if you don't shop smart, you'll get your price break at the part of the season that becomes always expensive as well. And yeah, you can read the next part.
Hey, give me hold on, give me a second, sir. Let me I'll be right back, sir.
Good, go ahead, take your time.
Alrighty, I'm back.
The linen boy is back. Boy.
So let's continue.
I just finished reading the part where it says, and if you shop part, yeah. I don't think I was supposed to read that, but I read it anyway.
Oh, so you're on the. It said the only thing, right? The only things.
um. Okay. Yeah. Or no, I just read the part, and if you shop smart and get your yeah, I read that part.
Okay, yeah, you did. So you did read the whole canning thing,
Yeah.
and then so
By the
now.
way, sorry if people are having struggle understanding what I'm reading. Uh, I'm brain damaged, so sometimes I struggle a little bit with reading, and
Please don't
I'm
call it.
also a little tired because every time I take medicine, it makes me like really really dizzy and sleepy. So
Oh no, not again.
I'm not gonna fall asleep on the live, Lennon.
All right. Anyways, let me go ahead and read. It says, and if you shop smart and get your get your products uh, bulk in bulk at the peak of the season. Yes. So one of the things that I do want to say is things are cheaper when they are at the beginning of the season. Produce is uh, and produce is a good source. Okay. It says there the peak of the season that becomes relatively uh, uh, inexpensive as well. Okay. All right. Then we have where it says the satisfaction you. Oh, what is this thing here? Okay. It says the satisfaction you get uh, from lining your pantry, lining your pantry shelves with food is absolutely worth the time it takes to get it all to get it all processed, and the feeling of security that having these jars of food brings its priceless brings its priceless. It says you can go here to read about why I think having a full pantry is so important. Christian.
Yeah,
Okay.
you scroll down a little bit.
Oh
Scroll down
shoot.
a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong wrong screen. Okay, here we go. I'm sorry.
Um, what part are we at? Scroll up a little bit.
We are at where it says I feel like I should.
Uh, Scroll up. Uh, do I read that part?
Where it says I feel like I should? Yes.
Yeah, I feel like I should. When you through that canning, it's kind of the getaway to a lot of stuff and choice skills. So you've been wanting or worn.
Warned. Yeah, warned. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. As with any kitchen, adventure a canning request since its nose and spoons and canning rates and messaging spoons and urgings and cups and the list of goes on. Most of these things you probably already have in your in your kitchen, this list of canning requests to do the things you may not already have around or do not even know what is available. I have things broke down into having two things, which is actually the canning of ours and nice to have, which makes things easier.
So let's get
Let's get.
started.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I was about to read that.
So let's
Tag
get
team action.
started.
There we go.
Okay, it says have to have what? Oh, have to have canning essentials for it said first canning. Okay, it says number 1. It says first and foremost. Okay, it says is of course and actual an actual canner. Duh, right? Yes. You have to have an actual canner. Um, okay. All right. Let me go ahead and read the rest of it. It says there are two basic types of canners. It says water bath canners, which is what I told you guys about. So that one is basically the one where
That
and,
up
and
it.
pressure canners. Okay, I'm sorry guys. So when I said what I said earlier, um, pressure canners is basically dry. It's basically like a big pressure cooker. But it's like your average. Think about your average stovetop pressure cooker. Okay.
Honestly, the that like metal bucket thing actually kind of reminds me of those buckets way back in the 80s that people would use to mop the floor. That's what that reminds me of because of the little handle it has to it.
Yeah. So a dry canner is basically a steamer, but it's used for cans. Okay.
Hmm.
Pressure canner is like your pressure cooker on the stove, but it's bigger and it's shaped like an oval. Okay. Um, where am I? Okay. And a pressure canner. It says not a pressure cooker, a pressure canner. It says very different things. It says you can cook in a pressure cooker, but you can't cook in a pressure canner. Okay, because it's specifically meant for jars. That's such a weird sentence.
Yes, yes, it is.
It
But
says
hey, these are good to have for sure. A lot of these containers are good to put jelly in, and I've even seen a few people during tornado warnings. I've seen a few people actually put peanut butter in these things, so that's definitely a good thing to have.
all right. It says you can actually use any any deep pot as a water bath canner, which is actually true. Um, if it's deep enough, okay, like for example your tamale steamers or your big stock pot, if it's deep enough to hold as and let me tell y'all something, okay? You can in layers, okay, as opposed to pressure canning. You can in layers when it comes to water bath canning because what you're doing is you're basically submerging your cans in water. Okay. Um, you're submerging your cans in water. Now, I might be wrong about that little statement, but we'll find out in a minute. Okay. It says in a in any deep pot as a water bath canner. It says if you can have at least 2 inches of boiling water. Okay, yeah, that's right. It says above the top of the jars. It's deep enough. It says it's deep enough to use So it says, so if need be, it says you can use your pressure canner as a water bath canner because these are pretty deep. Yeah, which is true.
Hmm.
All right, sir. We are going to read where you're going to read where it says there are a few.
Scroll down, please.
No.
Scroll down a little bit more, please. There are two. I think you already read that. Hold on, scroll down.
Oh, I should have scrolled down earlier.
There are a few. There are a few businesses and person canners that are gunners with rubber gas stills and some without, and there are canners with person garbage and some without.
Yeah. So what Christian basically said is that there are a few. So I'm going to reread this again just for reference. It says there are a few variations of pressure canners. It says there are canners with rubber gaskets, which is like your Instapot. Okay, your rubber gasket seals, and some without. It says, and there are canners with pressure gauges, okay, and some without. So the ones with the pressure gauges are the ones that go on the stove and have a handle, okay. On the handle, there is a little thing that looks like a thermometer, okay.
Yeah.
That's your pressure gauge. Now, one thing that I'm going to say is when you can using that thing, you have to check your altitude. Okay. You have to check your altitude. It has to, okay. You have to check your altitude because in order for the pressure canner to work, you have to check how much pressure it takes in order for you to count down your canning cooking time. All right. It says the other major difference is when they are made out of the less experience expensive less expensive ones are made of aluminum, while the more expensive ones are made of stainless steel, which is
Hmm.
true.
I do like some stainless steel. They're nice to have, especially frying pans for sure. When you're cooking eggs, it makes it a lot easier to clean them.
Mm-hmm. All right. It says they all do the exact same thing. So just pick the one that fits your budget. All right. Now we're going to talk about water bath canning. Now, actually, Christian's going to talk about water bath canning.
Yes. Actually, I might just read the next two paragraphs because you've actually done a lot of reading. So I'll read the next two. Why not? You know.
Okay. So we're at water bath canning. All right. Go ahead.
Uh, Water bath canning. The presents canning with a rubber cast speeder. Scroll down, please, a little bit. Oh, it looks like it has a thermometer on the top of it. Scroll down a little bit.
All right. Have fun, brother.
Stainless steel press and container without rubber castings. Whoa, that thing looks something like you'd see out of the Terminator.
Yes.
Scroll down a little bit. Yeah, that definitely looks like something you see out of Terminator. And okay, now scroll down a little bit more. That canner over confidence. The next most important thing is the can or jars, also called bulls jars. Uh, just the mason jars. They are important most of all the same for the pretty little jelly jars. They have a quite or fun design on them. Hmm.
Yeah.
Uh, and then they have to put the smile face. Scroll down. Please don't use anything or other things as jars. They are made to be put in a canner. They could crack or even explode during process, and don't ain't nobody canner they can't crack or there's and nobody gets the time for that. Too much waste of food and not immerse time. Just say no. Canner jars are already important and can be used for years, and use them if you treat them nice. You can use them to find the really cheap sometimes at the grocery or even sales. Jars for can comes in sizes all the way for 40 jars to half the gallon jars. Already the half the gallons should be only used for canned groceries or tomato juice and nothing else. They are also great for things and making crisp stuff like and straight, but high design. Scroll down a little bit.
Okay. So let me go ahead and tell y'all exactly what Christian was trying to say. So jars for canning can come in either half gallons from sizes from all the way um, from 4-ounce jelly jars to half gallon or 2-quart jars. Okay, that's what he was basically trying to say. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm gonna let Lennon read the next part here.
canning sizes. It says here are the sizes that canning jars come in. So let's go ahead and look at the picture and then I'll read the dimensions to you.
Uh, Scroll down a little bit. I don't see a photo. It just kind of says uh the jelly the jelly jars or yeah, that's all I see. I don't even see a photo.
Oh, okay, never mind. Okay, so let me go ahead and break it down for you what it says. All right, number one, here's the jar sizes: 4-ounce jelly jars, 8-ounce jelly jars, 12-ounce jelly jars, or yeah, 12-ounce jelly jars, half gallon, and pint. Oh, half pint and pint. Okay, 1.5 pints, quart, half gallon. Okay, so to break this down for y'all, okay, it's as follows: half a cup, 1 cup. Okay, then you have your medium coffee cup size. Then you have a half pint, which is, of course, half pint is 1.5 cups. A pint is two. Then you have 1.5 pints, which is 1.5, or 2.5, and then four. Four, which is 1 quart, and then half, which is 2 quarts of a gallon.
Hey, by the way, sorry guys if you hear barking. I have my dog is outside, so
Okay, it says the jellies here. I'm gonna scroll this down. Let me know when you see the word the jellies.
um uh hold on. Mostly puts it turns in. Wait, did you already read? Oh, peanut butter jelly jars.
Okay, no, I got it. I got it. It says the jelly jars are all regular mouth, which which means the opening is 2.2 and 2.75 inches across. It says the 1.5 pint and the half gallon are half gallons are only come in wide mouth, which is 3.38 inches across. It says the half pints and quart comes in both uh, regular mouth and wide mouth. It says which means that you will need three different sizes of lids. It says the good news is that's these are only two. There are only two sizes. Okay. All right.
Oh, is that the end?
No.
I was about to say, what the hell?
Oh, wait a minute. No, no, no. We still have.
Um,
Oh man, this
I
thing is.
mean, wait, hold on. Let me read. Let me lay right where I can actually see this. The canning jelly can come in different types. Single use and multiple use are what's the ideas? Yeah, that's what I said. The single could be used where multiple jars then fit. There's and the ring or barrel can be used to find them in both gold and silver colors, and sometimes you can find them as are there's with a lot of colors. I didn't know that. That's interesting. Scroll down. When you buy new jars, these and comes you can also
What you say, brother?
buy boxes and the fit or the boxing of both in jars, which one is handled if you're scared some jars at a garage
Hi,
sale.
brother.
The first parts
Be
have a
careful.
ring of siren thing around the edge of the side during the pumps and pruns, and the it's already tight sealed at the ring of the jar. I'll scroll down. And a while, some people will tell you that they are safe. The rest, you never really know if you're getting a good sale or not. They are to only be used once again, so just say no. The remains ideas made by training company or fit idea is made of a food Whereas BPA, a food, they come with turns rubber rings that fit between the jar and the ram. The idea in create the sale and the third place is some metal ring bar. If you use the other lines, the price to use these idea is just single different than the other, but still quite they are most expensive incoming but will pay for themselves over time. You can fit because you won't need to replace them every year. You can also unstart steel rings, barrels, and they also still scroll down just a little bit. Rings as they also won't rest or contains the rest of the rings come over time can over time. All right, scroll down. Oh, is that green?
Yes. Where
Ooh,
are you, Christian?
um, it's a green box with the canner in it.
Yeah, but where? What sentence are you on?
You're gonna need to scroll down because I also said you can also find, and then that was the last thing, and then it showed the box with the can in it. Quiz canner lids and trays ideas with rubber rings. Okay, scroll down. And now it's showing the rings, so it starts steel rings bears. Okay, so it's on the picture with the rings, so I'm gonna let you read from there because I just read like a crap ton.
Okay, but where exactly are you, sir?
Look under the picture with the rings. I'm like right there.
Where? What does it start with?
Starts with an S.
Oh yeah, there's a green picture, right? There's a house. You just read that one, right?
Yeah, now it's under the picture. It now it's on the picture with the rings.
Oh, okay, yeah, the rings. Okay, so where it says, oh, stainless steel
Yeah,
ring. Okay, all
yeah.
right. So stainless steel ring types. Okay, so these are known as Tatler lids. It says, all right. It says jar lifter. Okay, so this is the thing that I was talking about, y'all. When you this is very important. So listen. It says the last absolutely most must have item is a jar lifter. It says this is what you take your jars out out of the canner. It says um with after processing. It says the jars will be really hot, which is what I said earlier. And in the case of the water bath canner, it says covered with boiling water. It says it says not something you you want to do what with your bare hands. So yeah, so this is very important. Okay. It says jar lifting jar lifters have plastic or or wooden handles and a rubber uh, compound on the other end of that will help grip the jar so everything is safe and easy to move. All right. It says, it says Falcon enamel. It says from, it says from cookware to bake. Okay, this is just basically another advertisement. It says, I suppose you could leave the jars in the canner until they are cool. But essentially, it says in the water bath canner, it says they will result in over processing. So basically, over processing is basically overcooking. So what happens is if you do not take those jars out of the water bath canner, just like your spaghetti noodles, when you don't take them out right away, you'll overcook the product. Okay. And it becomes mushy and it's not
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Nobody wants to eat mushy food because that's gonna taste horribly. It's like uh, it's like when you don't put bread away properly, or you get a bread you get a bread bag wet and it gets mold. So it's essentially nobody wants to eat that.
So it basically says the over processing. It says um, mushy. Yeah, see, this is what I told you. Over processing or mushy food. And seriously, who wants that? I know I don't. So
I
here's
definitely
a
don't want
picture
that either.
of that gripper.
Oh, the gripper
Yeah,
on
see?
the jar later. Later, am I saying
Yeah,
that correctly?
the jar remover. Those are like big tongs.
Yeah, yeah, or like one of those things that you see at like the doctor's office.
All right, so here we go. So this is the other thing I was telling you guys about towels.
I can read the next part if you want me to.
Go ahead and read towels.
Yeah, actually, want I'll scroll down a little bit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, there. Yeah, towels. When you take the jars out of the canners, they are still pretty hot, as I've mentioned. Uh,
Above.
uh, about the to picture the jars from the Thames shock you and should never put the jars on a cold surface top or in a cold drift. Yeah, towels.
Draft. So that's what I told you.
To the respect, I keep old towels. Yeah, I keep old towels that. Okay. Yeah, I keep old towels that are over, which not completely worth for my canner adventure, and I use towels because if I use do towels, they could be very porous and become they're stale and not completely worth it. Worth it? Scroll down.
1, 2, 3.
You need to put 2 or 3 loads of towels on the top, present the jars, and you should come with them for other place to protect them for drafts. If you would be such a shame if that work ended with the jars cracking or exploding on the counter. Exploding on the counter. Scroll down. So that is all most have. Let's move on to the nice to the half. You can read the next part.
All right. It says right here where it says lid lifter, right?
Yeah.
All right, lid lifter. 1, 2, 3. All right, lid lifter. It says very first on the list is a lid lifter. And it says or
It's actually on the part where it says I've canned for 30 years before. It's actually on that part. Sorry, I should have told you that. My bad. That was my bad. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to do my best, and sometimes I get lost myself.
okay, so I have to scroll up.
Yeah, right there. You're good.
All right, now it says very first uh
No, no,
very first
I already read that part. It's on the I've canned for 30 years on that part.
so you read the lid lifter?
Yeah, I read that part.
Oh. Oh, I've canned for 30 years before I ever I ever knew these mm, these because these beauties existed. It says, and let me tell you, I wouldn't go back to using oh wow, a pair of kitchen tongs
Mhm.
unless my lifter depends on it. It says so much faster and easier with the lid lifter. All right. Now we're going to where it says canning funnel. That's another thing. Canning funnel. It says the next thing on the next thing on this nice to is that is nice to have on this nice to have list is a canning funnel. It says canning funnels are made specifically to sit on the rims of both regular and wide mouth canners, wide mouth canning jars. Not only does it help get stuff in the jar, it also helps keep stuff off the rim of the jar. It says, and the sides of the jar. So it's easier to clean off before you put the lid on.
Okay. Wow, that's really cool, actually. I like this like little green thing, like that. I'm assuming that's like the funnel thing they're talking about, right?
Yeah, that's the funnel thing. Yeah, so it's wider than your average funnel. That's kind of what I was trying to tell you, guys. It says you can actually can without the funnel, without a funnel, but it sure makes the process go faster. And faster is a good thing to in canning. All right, it says canning funnels, and we're looking at the canning funnels. All right, next one is all right. This one is bubble remover / popper thingy. Yes, this is important. It says now we come to the canning bubble remover popper thingy. It says one of the things you need to do when you're canning is make sure that you get the air bubbles out of the jars before you process them. It says you want to make sure that you have the correct headspace. It says between the contents of the jar and the lid. So you want to make, so it's just like how do I say? It's just like freezing ice and stuff. It's just like freezing your food. You want to make sure you have enough space where your food doesn't spill all over the fridge. Well, this is the same thing. When you have the bubble remover thingy, you want to make sure you have enough space for your food to expand and cook. Okay, because food will expand when you put it in there. Okay. It says if you have bubbles in the jar, it says you will end up with the wrong amount of headspace. It says that can can not only waste space in the jar. It says uh, bubbles. It says that can not only waste space in the. Oh my gosh, where am I? In the jars, it says out the bubble. Um, but the bubbles could cause the contents to bubble up and out of the jar.
Man, all this like bubble stuff
Experience
reminds me of when
no
like
good.
you're like cooking on the stove and you're like cooking like the spaghetti sauce, right? And you hear
Expands no good. Mhm.
and you see like the little bubbles popping out of the sauce. It also reminds me of that episode of SpongeBob where they like have that like bubble like elephant thing.
Oh wow, yeah. Yeah, so basically it's the same thing, you guys. So if you don't have the proper amount of like for things like freezing stuff, it's the same thing with like just like freezing your food. It says
Yeah.
as an added bonus, it says most of the gadgets have a measuring tool on the other end that allows you to see how much headspace you actually have. It says if you can, if you're if you can, of course, simply use thin knives to run around the inside of the jar to release the bubbles, but this is a pretty handy little gadget. All right, so here we go. That's a little bubble popper thingy.
Oh, what part are we at? I can read the next part. I just need to know where we're at.
We are at jar labels.
Scroll up. Oh no, scroll down because I see the bubble remover thing. So yeah, scroll down. Yeah. Sorry if I'm not doing too good on the show today. I'm trying my best. Jar labels is the only other thing that you might want to have is a bunch of pretty labels or a bunch of pretty labels for your jars and currently not praised but kind of fun to have, especially if you are going to gift the things for your canner actually using you as a say to write on the light of the labels. I'm going to keep, but if I'm going to give some stuff away, I either buy pretty labels or use a free label making price online that can them out myself. Scroll down.
Okay.
But
One,
scroll
two.
down just a little bit. Jar labels. Scroll down. Oh, look at that. That reminds me of like those labels they put on shampoo or like lotion or like beauty products. See what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Yeah.
Scroll down. Have to have labels, canner, curse labels, jar labels, old terms. Scroll down. Nice to have the lifter can feature bubble flopper thing. I'll scroll down. So these have everything that you'll need to have or might want to have. Start into the home canner game by continuing a space. It will easily get your canner, jump on and see what I do there. LOL. Oh, I think that's everything.
Yeah, of course it says random things. Yeah, it says disclaimer. Okay, yeah. So that's basically it, guys. That's basically the whole thing about essentials for canning and uh what's it called? Let me go ahead and stop the sharing. So yeah. So what did you think, sir?
I like that. I didn't know much about canning, but I'm glad that I read all that for you, or read it with you. My bad. So I got to know more and more about that stuff. For sure.
Yeah. All right. We have people in the chat. Hello. Oh look, hey, it's Big Boy.
Greetings, Lennon. Hey, big boy. How's it going?
Oh, hey dude, how are you, man? Glad you were able to make it. And then we have
Kevin Big Daddy.
Oh, hey Kevin, how are you, dude? All right, thank you
the,
guys. But yeah, but yeah, guys, that's basically it, y'all. Those are the essentials for canning. Everything you needed to know about home canning. Now, next time I see you guys, we'll be talking about we're gonna start getting into the nitty gritty of things. So we'll see you guys on the show. Thank you so much, Christian, for joining me today.
Yeah, not a problem. I wish I would have done a little bit better on this episode, but I think I did all right.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next time. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
Peace.
Bye bye.